6.
Over the last few days, we've had new legal fights over coronavirus orders and continuing protests in the light of Breonna Taylor investigation.
Joining us now to talk about these issues is Mayor Greg Fisher. Mayor, let's start with the legal action against Governor Beshear's COVID-19 executive orders. With this afternoon's order from the Supreme Court, the governor's orders are staying in effect, at least for now. Do you think the governor has overstepped his bounds?
No, I'm relieved by the Supreme Court's decision. This pandemic is a once-in-a-lifetime problem that we're going through right now. We've got to be able to do everything we can to protect people's lives. And the governor has the authority to do that. I believe that he's exercising it appropriately, and I know it's saving lives as well. So that's the main thing to me, is how can we keep people safe?
Mayor, if these orders do get struck down, would you take any action to replicate them in Louisville, in particular the mask mandate?
Absolutely. I mean, it's super important to keep people safe. The science is very clear on this. Masks help stop the spread of the virus, just like social distancing does as well. So we just want to make sure that we have every tool at our disposal. I mean, you can see what's happening south of us and southwest of us here with just out of control virus in Florida and California, Arizona and Texas. And the last thing we want is we don't want that here. We've been doing a pretty good job so far, and I'm proud of our city for doing that. So we've got to stay focused, whether there's a mandate or not. Please wear your mask.
We all know kids need to get back to school this fall. Last night, JCPS Superintendent Dr. Polio said that he will recommend starting the first 6 weeks of class online with NTI. Do you support that decision? And how would you respond to parents who might not have a way to take care of their kids' schooling and keep their job?
Well, this has been the big problem all along, right? Child care during this pandemic has just kind of turned families upside down. So you've got that part of the equation. Then, of course, you got JCPS looking at safety for their staff, for their teachers, for their students. We're starting to see more coronavirus positives in young people right now. So I think JCPS is just saying, and their board, I guess, is going to say, let's pause here and see if we can get this virus under control and understand it more. So a very, very difficult decision, and I feel for the folks that are having difficulty with child care.
The mayor, switching gears here a little bit, Louisville Urban League CEO Sadiqa Reynolds wrote a Facebook post about your handling of the Breonna Taylor investigation. She accused you of being ill-informed and listening to people who need to protect themselves. How do you respond to her and those not happy with your handling of the case?
Right. Yeah, Sadiqa and I have fought many battles in the trenches together, usually alongside of each other, but we don't always agree on everything, and it's obvious in this case as well. Breonna's case is a super tragedy for her family and everybody involved. Everybody's very frustrated by how much time it's taken to get a decision from Daniel Cameron on this. Of course, the ball is in his court right now. But what I do know is we had a great city before the pandemic and before the protest. We're going to have a great city after this as well. Hopefully even better city, and we're all going to have to work together to make it that way. So that you have my commitment to do that with anybody that wants to help.
Today's the last day people can give their thoughts in a survey about LMPD's next chief. You hired Steve Conrad 8 years ago, and he had a controversial tenure, which included no confidence votes from officers, before you ultimately fired him in the aftermath of David McAtee's death. What are you doing to hire someone who can represent officers while making sure the community can trust the department?
Well, you hit a nail on the head there. You got to be able to both motivate and inspire your troops and relate to the community and build police community legitimacy at the same time. One of the issues that's important that we're going to have to take on here is transparency and accountability. The community does not feel like there's enough transparency and accountability with the police department. So we're going to have to change some laws. Good police officers want more transparency, more accountability. The Civilian Review Board that's underway right now, the work group to develop that, is an important step. Council should pass an ordinance on that toward the end of August. That will allow civilians to know earlier what's going on in an officer-involved shooting, for instance. So that will lead to trust and citizen involvement. And then we need some changes in state law where KRS 67C precludes me from talking about cases that are under investigation. We've got to figure out how all to do that, balance citizens' right to know with due process rights of officers, because right now it's just not working for anybody.
Let's talk a little bit about the protest. Today it was announced felony charges were dropped against protesters who were on the Attorney General's front lawn earlier this week in Louisville. Do you agree with prosecutors that LMPD had probable cause to bring those charges initially, and do you agree with the decision to drop them?
Right, you said that correctly, right? So that the county attorney said, yes, there was probable cause for the charges. Our police officers were on the ground and made their best decision at the time. And the way the process then works, it goes to the county attorney, who takes a look at the totality of circumstances, and the county attorney makes a decision on whether to settle, dismiss, move to a grand jury, and obviously in this case they decided to drop all the felony charges. So that's how the process is designed to work, and that was the outcome today.
Passport Health Plan says that it's going to be sold to Molina Healthcare. Does this give you hope that the West Louisville project might get restarted?
No, this is great news for the community, right? 18th and Broadway is a critical part of the community, a wonderful corridor for us as well. So this is an example of the $1 billion plus that's being invested in the West End of Louisville right now, so that the West End can have nice things like every other part of town. And we do this without displacing people. So we want to regenerate neighborhoods without displacing. The other thing about Molina is that all the folks that worked at Passport, they can work at Molina now as well. So that's really good for lots of Louisvillians. But to get that construction going there again, with the YMCA across the street and bus rapid transit coming down 18th and down Broadway, is a really, really big move for the city today.
Mayor, as you know, unemployment a big issue for your citizens right now. Jefferson County state lawmakers have asked the Labor Cabinet to permanently reopen an unemployment office in Louisville to handle the backlog of claims here. Have you spoken with anyone in the administration about people getting help here in person?
I haven't had specific discussions with them, although we have facilitated many requests for unemployment insurance, and some people have had to obviously wait too long for that. It's been a tremendous surge of folks filing. We've seen that all over the country and here in our state as well. So I welcome any kind of news like that to facilitate quicker processing of these unemployment claims.
Mayor Fisher, thanks for joining us on this Friday evening. We appreciate it.
All right. Thank you all.